Hi guys, my name is Matti Sulanto. I'm a photographer. Today I have with me the brand new Viltrox 56mm F1.7 short telephoto lens for APS-C cameras. But before we talk any more about this lens, let's look at some photos. One more thing before we can continue. Viltrox very kindly sent this lens to me for review. But as always, before I accept any products for review, I reserve the right to say my honest opinion, what I really think about the product. And if there is a problem with that, I will not accept the product at all. This lens has a focal length of 56mm, and that equals to about 85mm on a full-frame camera, because this is for APS-C cameras. At the launch, to my knowledge, this is available for Sony mirrorless cameras. Viltrox did not mention any other mount to me. But I suspect this will also be available for the Fuji X and the Nikon Z mounts in the future. If it's not already available, Viltrox, like I said, did not talk about other mounts to me. This is a very small and lightweight lens. This weighs about 170 grams and the filter thread is 52mm. And when I mounted this on my Sony a6700 camera, it felt almost like there is no lens at all, because this is so lightweight. The build quality, however, feels very premium. The exterior is plastic, but it has nice matte satin type of finish. It doesn't look and feel like a cheap plastic product. The feature set is extremely basic. It doesn't come any more basic than this. There is only the white, quite nice manual focus ring. It's focused by wire, of course, but no other features, no buttons, no switches, and no weather sealing, not even a gasket around the mount. This comes with a tiny plastic lens hood, and this is one thing where Viltrox saved a little bit, because this is exactly the same lens hood as on the 40mm and on the 20mm full-frame lenses, and it's far from ideal to use the same lens hood on a wide-angle lens and on a telephoto lens. It's not a big deal breaker or anything, just an observation. This hood still can protect the front element from occasional knocks and bumps, but it does not protect the element from the rain, for example. But then again, you're not likely to spend a lot of time shooting in the rain on this lens, because this is not weather sealed. One more thing about the exterior design. This lens is almost identical to the 20mm f2.8 and the 40mm f2.5 full-frame lenses. It's almost impossible to tell these lenses apart unless you look at the print on the side of the lens. And by the way, this 40mm f2.5 is also a brand new lens for Sony E-mount cameras, for full-frame cameras, and I'll have a review about this lens also coming up soon. The sharpness is very good already, wide open from corner to corner. But of course it improves by stopping down, and by about f2.8 the mid part of the frame is as good as it gets. The corners improve further until about f4. And by about f4, the sharpness is very uniform and excellent from corner to corner across the frame. Very good results from this tiny little Viltrox lens. There is some vignetting, of course, especially wide open, but I don't like to talk about vignetting so much anymore because it is so easy to correct in post if you find it distracting. And to me, it only looks better. I like a little bit of vignetting. I can't see any distortions. There is probably some software correction going on behind the scenes, but I don't care as long as it doesn't degrade the image quality. And in this case, I can't see anything wrong with the image quality. The sharpness, for example, is excellent. I also cannot see any lateral chromatic aberrations, which is very good. And also the bokeh fringing, also called longitudinal chromatic aberrations, is very minimal and way less than most lenses in the same category. Also very good because that is hard to get rid of in post if you find it distracting. But with this lens, it's probably not an issue in any kind of a shooting situation. The backlight performance is pretty normal, average for a lens like this, a budget lens. But it's also good to remember that you can make pretty much every fast aperture lens, yes, f1.7 is fast aperture in my book. You can make pretty much every fast aperture lens flare if you really try, even some really expensive lenses. The autofocus, at least on the Sony a6700 camera, feels very fast and accurate and reliable, and certainly on par with the other lenses in this same category. That is, budget telephoto lenses for APS-C cameras. The minimum focusing distance is 0.55 meters, which is nothing to write home about. It's fairly standard for a lens like this. Good for some close-ups, but nothing more, nothing less. Some things that I like about this lens. I like the excellent sharpness across the frame and across the aperture range. Low chromatic aberrations, low bokeh fringing, which is almost like unique in this category. No distortions, and reliable fast autofocus, and also the compact size and lightweight. There's only one dislike, and it's the lack of weather sealing, but considering the very affordable price, I think it's acceptable and not a deal breaker by any means. At the launch, the price is $180, which makes this an excellent value for money, and I can sincerely recommend this lens if you're looking for a short telephoto, budget short telephoto lens for your Sony APS-C camera. So far I haven't had time to shoot a whole lot on this lens, but I already have a feeling that this is going to be my favorite budget telephoto, short telephoto for my Sony a6700 camera. That's all I have for you in this video. If you found this informative and entertaining, please do check out my e-zines, link down below. That's by far the best way to support my channel and to help me to make more videos for you guys. Thanks so much, and I'll definitely see you soon in the next video.